So this is a fireman switch over here. And I've been running my pool without it since I thought this one was broken. It turns off, this thing here turns off the heater prior to the pump going off, so it doesn't overheat the heat exchanger. So watch. I just have this multimeter set to continuity. Here's one lead of this. It's normally opened, so watch. It's normally opened, and when the timer comes around and is getting ready to turn it off, it pushes in the switch in here, the micro switch, and that breaks the contact. What I did was, I had cut this when I took it out thinking it was broken. I reconnected these with crimps. I did heat shrink on top of here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna break into the pool, into a wire for the flow sensor. I already tried it out. If you pull the wire off as it's running, it'll shut off. So let's go outside and see what I can do here. Going down. So here are the two wires. I'll pull it through the other side a little more. Okay. I need more wire on the other side anyway. I want to mention that in the panel there's high voltage and there's low voltage that says 2-wire or 3-wire automation. This was originally hooked up, these wires, to the 2-wire automation, which is in theory where you're supposed to hook this up. But in my case, it actually broke the pool heater. We couldn't turn it off, and that was the reason. So my solution was to tap into one of the sensors, as you'll see in a moment. See if I can get this. Okay. Okay. So the timer and my pool heater are about 10 to 15 feet apart. There's a wire that goes in the conduit with two leads, a red one and a white one, that I'm connecting the fireman switch to. So it doesn't matter which way you do it. One lead goes to one of the wires, the other lead goes to the other wire. All you're doing basically is making it so there's one long wire that's going from that switch to the pool heater. That's basically it, except it's inside the conduit. There's two. Okay. Okay. I'm going to attach it to this one right here, this red one. This red one goes back into here and connects to this right here, the purple. A couple of years ago, I had a mouse chew through that purple wire that went all the way to the flow sensor. So I spliced in a red wire to replace it, which is why there's a splice there. I think I'm just going to open up that splice, and since it's already cut there, and I'll splice in these two wires. since this was already broken, I'm just going to tie it into here. I'll put one end on each one. All right, it's just a crimp connection. It's a pretty tight crimp connection too. A quick and awful drawing of how you wire the fireman switch, which is this, into the wires that go between the circuit board and the pressure switch. I signified one would have been red going all the way across, the other would be blue going all the way across. Pretend this green wasn't here. So for the last 10 years, you had two wires going from the pressure switch to the circuit board. All you're going to do is take one of the two wires, it doesn't matter which one, cut it, and then take one of the leads from the fireman switch and put it to one side, the other lead from the fireman switch, and put it to the other place that you cut. Now, you're going from when the circuit is normally closed, it thinks that this is one big red wire, and that's a little shorter blue wire, but the pressure switch is sensing the pressure. When the fireman switch closes, this is now gonna open, and now you're not gonna have continuity down here. It's gonna say, uh-oh, under pressure, or there's an error, and it's gonna turn off the heater. So that's how it works. That's how you wire it in just one leg. You don't wire into both legs, where you leave one intact, and the other leg you cut and you wire it in. Okay. This, I'm not sure what happened to my audio here, but I'm just stripping the other wire. Come on. I'll do this. Crisscross applesauce. This'll work. All right. Guys, again. Here we go. All right. One. A little bigger one. Try it. All right. Okay. Hope that worked. All I'm going to do now is get a zip tie and zip tie this up, and I'm done. Okay. Done. Done. Okay, let's put the side back on. I didn't think anybody wanted to see me screwing this back in, but just in case, there's 4 screws. There's little arrows on the plastic that show you where they go. So you just look for little triangles or arrows, and that's where you put the screws. Same place you took them out from. Beautiful. All right. Something's making an odd noise when it starts up, but it's working. When I push the fireman switch, what happens? And I'm gonna take the microphone, which I have in my hand here. I'm gonna put it on the heater so you can hear the heater stop, because there's a lot of ambient noise with the pool pump, okay? So first thing I'm gonna do is walk over and open up the timer. I'm gonna press on the fireman switch with this piece of plastic, okay? I'm gonna put this over here so you can hear it rumbling. Here it goes. Let's push the fireman switch. That was it. All right, so the fireman switch killed this immediately, and it says low flow service. So that's how the fireman switch works.